How is your duo? How does she fare in terms of having no ganks, no pressure? Can
Um,
is she
I tend to
fine?
try and play around her a lot,
Okay.
but in this game, it was her first ranked attempt on Corki,
Okay.
and she was still just getting used to even like CSing properly.
Okay.
Because in normal games, it's just not as contested. So
No,
I
no.
was basically like, if I'm gonna play around her, it's gonna be for counter ganks, or if the Vigor's just super free.
Oopsie. Skipping too much. Yeah. Okay.
So in this case, I saw Udyr come in, made a reactive decision.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is good. This is exactly right. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Nice W. He gets stunned by the Udyr. We know he has no flash. Is he gonna chase this?
He
Don't
does.
do it, Udyr. Does
I
he
know,
gets the
right?
kill. He gets the kill. Okay. You should have E up in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, good. And if you had W up, you could just EWQ for the smooth animation canceling, and you would have been good
Yeah.
too. So shove this as much as you can. Okay. Back to grab. Yeah, that was very good. So that's the whole point, right? This is like the perfect example of why do you go and deal with the objective that's outermost, before you go back to your camps. Even if your camps weren't up, but even if they were up, people often would go Wolf's Grump and then Scuttle. You wouldn't be in a position to make this. The river just gives you proximity for that. So that's very good. Okay. Okay. Let me ask, how many games of Kha'Zix do you have this season?
This season, I
Yes.
believe it's somewhere around 70 or 75.
And in previous seasons, did you play much or?
Um, back. Oh, okay. So season 7, I got super burned out after failing my diamond promos and didn't play for a year. And I've never gotten out of gold since then.
The effects of the
So
diamond promos.
right.
Yeah.
So season 5, even season 4, 5, and 6, I did play a lot of Kha'Zix, but not to the level that I'm playing him now,
Okay.
and certainly not to the volume that I'm playing him now.
Okay. But I mean, it looks like we're reasonably confident on the mechanics and things like that. So.
Oh,
Um,
definitely. He's always been one of my favorite champions.
okay.
Versatility of the evolve mechanic, you know?
Yeah, yeah. This is really nice. That's why I've played him extensively myself many years ago. But even though I don't really play him anymore, it just doesn't synergize with how I play now. But I always like making videos about him. I did one with MOBALYTICS as well. It's just he's fun to talk about and analyze and discuss because of all the different paths you can go. Like you and Conqueror here. So next patch, that's actually going to be slightly nerfed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of the nerfs yet.
Well,
Kind of waiting for your video.
some of the contacts I have in high elo basically just saying they think it's gonna make it pretty bad, really suboptimal. But you know those things you have to kind of try and get a feel for. So on the face of it, I like this. Also, just today I released a video with MOBALYTICS about Lee Sin, who kind of had a similar game plan to you, except with activity, and obviously it went well. In your case, it went badly until you got the double kill. But overall, you do your first clear, you look for these ganks, you look for the scuttle, you look for the counter jungling and the fighting. That's all good. But afterwards, now we need to do a full clear, a full sequence. And I think that gives you a nice level 6 at 6 minutes. Not horrific.
Yeah, I was quite happy with the turnaround after the first
Yes,
gank.
I agree. Right. Oh wait, I missed your evolve.
It looked like the R animation.
Yeah, it did to me too. I literally just looked away at that second. Okay, so we got R. It'd be nice if these actually fully
Yeah,
would
on my
tell you,
replay
right?
client, they did.
Like Kaiser or something else, Right. Straight to crab again. Where's Udyr? What
I
do you
have
think, Udyr?
no idea. I would expect him to be looking for something. Well, I mean, obviously I expect him to full clear his jungle because it's Udyr. Um, but I would expect him to be looking for me because all of my lanes are so pushed in.
Yeah, so the nice thing for you is these are all insanely gankable lanes, and if you were any other CC jungler, this would be heaven for you. Kha'Zix is a little less of a great thing. I mean, you don't have CC from the Corki, but you have damage. You don't really have... I mean, you have a CC at level 6 with the bubble ult from Nami plus the condemn, but it's not. You don't have any CC whatsoever that's purely reliable, except in the sense of Darius. You know, point and click, like 100% easy to land CC, but you have enough damage. Let's knock on this. His red spawned at the same time as your blue, so at this point, even if you're trouble tracking him whatsoever, I would 100% be saying, okay, he must be on his red. Because you just blew into Crab, and even if he was on point with his red take, this ward is really good. Unfortunately, it says Vayne did it. So Vayne's ward here is excellent, because the one thing this guy has over you completely is that he can, even if you get fed, he can totally control the objective game. So this ward is really nice. You have vision here. You got 2 crabs now. I think 100% we should be looking. Actually, the plant isn't here. Never mind. Do you beat him? What's your confidence level? I'll ask you directly on beating Udyr 1v1 with our Evolve and Conqueror at this point, with fully completed
Extremely
warrior.
high.
So let's go. Let's go. This read is very important, because if we look at it from the red team's perspective, what do we know? What was the last few things we know? I'm just rewinding until the last time I see a possible Udyr sighting. We don't know. We don't know anything, right? I'm looking. We don't see. He doesn't show. So he's gone dead quiet ever since that 2v1 fight at the bottom lane. Now, if he started red, and then he sequenced up like this, invaded you, took Crab, and then collapsed into the mid lane, you kill him, he dies, and he resets. We can see on the map here he's doing Krugs, but basically he has 2 options. I go Grump all the way down, maybe look to a dragon, or I go red all the way up, and again, if he wants to weave in a dragon, he could. Obviously a bit more risky in his case. So from your perspective, as you said, he's farming like you're farming. Good. So we go about our business. You get that deep ward there, that's kind of nice, I like that. We didn't talk about that, but that's good. Yeah, full clear, deep vision, level 6, our evolve, back to base. There it is. Right there.
Right, okay. So gank top, so should expect him to go to red.
Yeah, he should. If he shows up here, the last time you saw him, he had like 16 CS or so, right? He's doubled it, which means he did 4 camps, full clear, into a gank top lane. And we missed that. We were chatting away, talking about Kha'zix. That's great, but that's the same thing as in game, right? You're focusing on yourself, you're focusing on your lanes. This has to be seen. All right? And now your mid laner, I don't know if she would have communicated this to you, because she's proactively, or reactively rather, left the lane to move on up. So she should say, right, Udyr top. And you could sort of get that, practice going with her. As soon as she sees the jungler, maybe you don't, tell her just to let you know where he is. That's it.
Yeah, like looking at her map regularly during laning phase is something I'm still trying to get her to focus on in general.
What is she same rank as you, or?
She is silver 2, and like she's got very good like mechanics once she learns the champ.
Okay.
But her map awareness just suffers.
That's exactly what happens when you learn a champ. Okay. But here was good. I mean, this is she sold this, and she gets a ward on the blue. So for you now, it's on you to take control of the game. And you said you struggle when you take a lead. Right here, 7 minutes in, you had a rough beginning, but you're up 13 CS, right? You see the guy top lane. You go do your blue.
Should have been an instant dragon.
1, instant dragon, or 2, instant red collapse. Because you have all these lanes pushed in, if they rotate, they actually have to walk. This is what's funny. If you had supreme lane prior, right? Like say your mid lane, your bottom lane was here at the edge of the shadow, and their bottom lane was like in line with the banner, and you went to this invade and you started fighting, they could be there very quickly to cut you off and kill you, right? But in this case, they're really shoving in. He's really shoving in. You actually have quite a lot of time to get to safety, and you have access to this plant as well. So I think I'm thinking directly, let's go red invade, and you'd get there in time, and you'd be able to kill him. So those are the 2 choices, right? I can go for the objective secure, or I can say, right, Mr. Whatever you are, you stole my red, or tried to steal my red, and you killed me level 3. Time to repay that. And because you got Warrior with the red smite, and he doesn't have it completed yet, and you are very confident with your Conqueror plus, you got a bush, you got our evolve, I think you got all the autos from your passive you need in an isolation damage sense to kill him.
Not to mention the slow from it too.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Plus, I know his flash is still down because he used it when I did.
Exactly. And that's how you take over games. That, as an assassin, this is the play you must be making. Which is why I was thinking out loud. Yeah, I know you did the blue, but you could have afforded the ability to either do blue into red invade or do scuttle into red invade. Because this should be your, like, I don't know, for me this would be my goal. If I'm playing volley, anything that I'm 100% confident on beating the other guy 1v1, this is my game plan. I see him top, I know his red's up because my blue's up, I know his flash is down, everything you just said, let's go invade and kill him. Let's do it. And then from there, of course, you get to take Kha'zix, collapse on bottom lane, you get to do the scuttle and the dragon, you got your whole blue side, you can reset, you can go do Herald, like the game's over, right? You just have total and utter map control just from this one invade. So I think this is something, if she notices it like she did, which is great, then you should too, as a more experienced player, and then this should be a play you make. Right. Mid lane. Virkayu things. Here we go. Okay, so he's crazy. Okay, so we get to see it anyway. Oh my goodness. This is not even fair. And... Oof, little auto cancel, but we got it. Alright, cool.
Yeah, I felt awkward about that.
Yeah. I mean, we probably lost vision in the bush, so... Yeah, you see those are up, but bottom lane leaves, so you disconnect. We kill that. I mean, at this point, bottom lane is clearly reset. I mean, I don't... And if, you know, for me, they've clearly reset, it's a free dragon. If you were unsure if they had reset or not, because of course it was dark, your bottom lane to reset, this vision, this Scryer's Bloom would give you all the information you needed. You know, you just hit this over the dragon pit into this area, you see they're not collapsing, you just pull it out and start doing it. So I think that's free dragon as well. And the most important thing...
I get too nervous about Scryer's Bloom sometimes. Because I don't like giving away where I am.
It's not so much that you're giving away where you are, it's that you're checking for the safety of an objective. If you're trying to gank, and you're concerned about vision, and being seen, sure. You know, let's not hit it. But if you're trying to prepare a objective and make sure that they are not there because your bottom lane reset, then I think 100% use it. Use it. Because right now this dragon should be dead. And the fact that you delay the dragon is going to have implications for Herald. In fact, you don't even do it. You just straight lose it because of that. Okay, so that's two important things.
Yeah, like I even reflected on it after the game, is that like I had so many opportunities to take that early Herald and get the plate money with it, and I just totally passed it up. And
again, top lane. So now your top lane is going to get really tilted. Really tilted. Because we are not having the same impact on the map as this guy, even though if your farming is hysterically better. And you've beat him up twice, and you outsmited his red. So in the jungle sense, you feel like I'm destroying this guy. But your top lane doesn't feel that way. And your bot lane, no bot laner, neither side understands what a jungler is. So for me, you know, this is twice now he's shown top. Twice you've pushed him off the area, and we haven't taken enough. And if you're having problems taking your leads, it's not because you don't know how to use your lead. To a degree, yes, but it's that your lead isn't big enough. You know, your lead should be 2 to 3 times bigger than what it currently is, right? Because now, let's see. So we saw him. What are you trying to do right now?
I think I'm looking for vision in their jungle, and then I see Set pushing up, and so I want to go and take a peek at him because I know he's low.
Low-ish.
Low-ish, and just expended cooldowns in a fight.
Except those cooldowns are long since up. You know, Flash and Ult are down, but he doesn't need those things to kill you. But I still think as Kha'zix again, our evolve, you should be alright. Unless, of course, Sandal guy shows up. See, you know, as you're making that move, you know what I'm thinking? He's invading. Okay, he's going to collapse in the wolves. But, you know, we're going mid again. So I think there's going to be a bit... Your lane pressure... Here we go. Udyr players.
I know, right?
Let's see this. Here we go. Two Qs, a W, and an auto. That's it. It's funny. What does she normally play mid?
She mains Ahri and Akali.
Okay, so Carla would give you same things as Corki. Ahri gives you a charm. You know, let's reverse to level 1 loading screen. Is this a gankable lane? Yeah.
See, I expected it to be, especially because I expected Darius to beat Set, but from level 1 or 2, he was like getting beat up in the matchup. So I just made the decision to triage it early.
No, that's fine. But remember that this lane is the way it is because of Udyr. There's three ganks, huh? Three deaths because of this guy. You know, Darius, the fact that he's equal in CS here is quite good, considering he's had 3 deaths to the hands of the jungler. But I think it's a gankable lane. CC, damage, sustain. Yeah, it's set, but we can deal with it. Mid lane. I never would gank this lane. I don't think this is a gankable lane at all. I think you're forcing it because of your duo, which is good. It's good to get your mid laner fed, but twice you've gone for ganks and he's just caged you. You know, because that's what he does. And you have no CC to lock him down before you get there. And because he's super safe and has TP, this is a very tough gank unless, you know, it's really well timed. Unless he uses the cage in the lane by the Corki baiting it out, and maybe you can collapse, but you know, both times you've shown up, it hasn't worked. This could have been something to gank because it shoved up the whole game. So I think overall, the farming order and everything like that was very good, but I think we should have looked a little bit to the lanes that were actually gankable, more so than mid. Because if you trust your mid laner to play safely, range, she has the flyaway, you know, put some deep vision here and then just play safely. It's good. Right, RNG Crab is ours. They're going to do Dragon now, 100%. Which means you should get Herald. 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 Herald.
Call got made to fight them at Dragon for some reason.
Herald. This is what we call the cross-map adventure. This dude's just running around. If he gets Herald too, I'm gonna be sad for you. Yeah, no, this, you know, this mid lane hovering is now becoming a liability to your strategy, because he's going top lane again. This poor Darius, I feel so bad for him. Yeah, this for me is 100% Herald. Don't even waste time running across. It's Herald because so one, the dragon should be dead anyway, right? We agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we agree on that. Like, you should have taken this 100%.
There were at least 2 times where I've already seen in these 10 minutes of this replay that I should have taken the dragon.
I hate replays. I hate my own replays for the same reason. That's exactly how it feels. And then here now, you go for the RNG crab. You've ignored your Krugs. You just want the objective. You know, this is huge because you got 3 minutes left of plates, and the one thing that could really help both you and your mid is at least getting. I mean, I don't think you'll get this down to 2 plates to sort of, you know, for a final push. But as a team, you have 0 plates. They have 2, 4 plates. So it's not a huge difference, but I don't see a universe where your team gets any plates unless you use the Herald. You know? So I feel like if you sense this is a thing, and the mid laner disappears down, such that your duo says, hey, mid lane is missing, he went down, and their bot lane is missing because they have huge prio, I mean, there's nothing you can do about this. The one moment you had to take this was when their bot was back, and you shoved off, killed the Udyr, and he went topside. Like, that was the perfect moment. And then now this is the perfect moment for this, because your top lane has actually come on down, so you've got a little bit of prio. So as soon as you see this, I'm thinking, oh baby, free. Free, and then I can go look and counter jungle as well. And then you can use it on the mid lane, you know? Nami is back in base, so you're missing this number in the fight anyway. So, whatever fight occurs right now, unfortunately we flash E and get nothing for it. So
Yeah.
KDA agreed. Yeah, this for me is an issue. There's a lot of, you have a lot, for every really good thing you've done, there's been a missed opportunity. And I think as long as you learn to identify those missed opportunities and act on it, you're gonna be twice as fed as you've imagined. And you'll be
I've
able
already
to...
got a page of notes from this, so I'm looking forward
Is that
to
you
it.
taking notes here? Yeah. We'll just summarize again at the end, but for me, these are huge windows. And the nice thing is, if you're in a Silver 2, Silver 1, Gold 4, Gold 3 MMR range, these will be open every game. And the higher up you go, these windows of opportunity close, and become smaller and smaller until in high-low they just don't exist. And when there's that microsecond that it does exist, if you don't act on it, you lose the game. Like the video I'm releasing tomorrow now, because I wasn't happy with the editing, because I'm weird like that. But I was about to publish it, and I was looking at it, and I thought, wait a second, was this enemy Lee Sin a jungle main? I was honestly confused as to whether the enemy jungler was a jungle main because of his decisions and how he was playing. I looked it up. The dude mains Lee Sin in Grandmaster on EU West. But he got so destroyed by the enemy jungler that he looked autofilled at times. Because those windows of opportunity were so small, but the enemy jungler that I'm focusing on took such control of the game, there's nothing the guy could do. So even at high elo, these little windows do exist. It's just for you, they might come around 2-3 times, right? So as long as we recognize them and we take them, so basically what did we do, right? We took red, we took Scuttle, and then you ran across the map, lost your flash E, drove by mid lane again, and now I assume you're trying to go for the Herald.
Yeah, I got a Raptor camp, and now I'm saying to myself, oh, Deer's definitely gone to the Herald, so I go to check it.
But you beat him 1v1. Multiple times. And there he is.
I should be in the jungle. I should be in his jungle.
Yeah, oh no, you should have heralded and taken his whole jungle already. You should be heralding mid right now. You know? Just to get plates. Just to get plates, because I don't see as I said, I don't see a place where you're ever going to get a better time to use it, but like this poor Darius. And he just got a solo kill in the set, by the way. 1-4-0. Respect to him for not, totally tilting.
Yeah, I even shouted that out to my friend at the time.
Thank God this Darius didn't AFK. Pretty much is the feeling. Yeah, I mean...
He turns things around. He ends the game positive.
So then, it's a Darius, right? So, like, right now, there's 2 people shoving tower getting maximum platings, and you're doing more Raptors and not Herald, Like, there's a lot of things where you could be counterplaying it, and we're not. Oh, the damage. Oh, he flashed. No, don't. Okay. My instincts are not to chase it, because it's just...
Oh, you're absolutely right. I recognize that 100%. It's just low elo things.
Yes. His red and Krugs are up and there's a bottom lane to dive, And imagine if we hadn't used the Herald. Imagine if this Herald was in our back pocket too, and we get the red and the Krugs, and then we think, right, where's the bottom lane? Okay, if they've reset, right? But then let's set a trap. Let's set a trap, You just one-shot the Sona. I'm pretty sure. If she
Most
does,
likely.
I mean, she has ult and stuff, but your laners are here. If they can hard push this, and you have Herald, and you get a cheese kill, double kill, this is 5 full plates plus a push into the next tower. So good job. But what else could we have done with our time? The cage is so irritating. At the same time, the Udio's kind of... the Vega's just killing himself. What's he doing? Just use the plant and run away.
I think that's what he finally realized he should try to do, but it was too late.
Right. Herald round 3.
I just want the little one.
You just want the baby crab. Crab hunters unite. Okay, that's good. Help him shove. He has no TP, so...
I think this is when I finally...
Hey, there we go, but the plate's all dead. We got... That's... Even if you solo use it, it's 320 gold at least, 2 plates, Minimum.
Yeah, and I keep reminding myself from one of your videos a week or 2 ago, it's like, first Herald gets money, second Herald wins the game.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you can take it at 9 minutes, Okay, so you give this up like a good Korean. There we go. We're on NA, but you know, when you do it with a mid, you gotta pretend you're on Korea, you gotta give him the blue. Except in my case, I'm very selfish. Like, no, I use this blue, thank you.
I mean, I've straight up pulled again one of your lines on 2 of my duo partners, which is there's like 6 items you can build as a mid laner that give you mana.
That's true.
What do I get?
Nothing. Talisman, which it doesn't even regenerate everything you use. Good. Look at this. So he turns it around because you turn around. For me, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, this guy is good enough for Kha'zix. This guy's 7-2 and 0. Got a duo Q mid lane and Corki that's hyper late game damage. Can wave clear, rocket punch across the map. What's going on? And for me, it's just like there's 5 things you could have done that would give you jungle perfection. Oh, there he is. It's a pretty good skin though, I have to say.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a nice skin.
Never thought they'd beat Spirit Guard.
No, but it really is good. I've been watching it the whole game. It's like it's a high quality skin. Like I like the braids because obviously all on volley, but yeah, very nice. But you know, it's such a nice skin. You should notice it.
Yes,
Right. For you, this is twice he's walked over a ward and he's caught you. So let's call that the mini map awareness problem. But if you see this, your instincts immediately cannot be, hey, I'm just gonna do red and chill. Your instinct needs to be, let me hit this Scryer's Bloom. Because at this point, it's not about him not knowing where you are. It's about making sure you see where he is. Because he will destroy you right now.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
That's why I ran too, is because like no ult left, low health. I figured.
And the thing is, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do this and you see him, kite it into the bush. Don't use a plant. W it, draw it into the bush, and then sit here. Don't use your E. And then as soon as he shows up, if you feel, oh, okay, this is bad, then you can E over the Krug pit and get on to safety. Now, and he gets it anyway, you know? So,
Yep.
Yeah, this is just basic safety awareness. You know, in school, you're meant to have sex ed, and jungle we have defensive ed, and it's dragging camps into these bushes when you fear for invades. Don't sit in the pit. Any jungle streamer you've watched, even you know back in the day when iBlue was turbo educational, he would just sit in the pit like you just did, and just be like, I'm feeling lazy. And when you know better, it's really high elo junglers will say, I'm just being lazy. Because we know you must bring it into this bush in case this guy who just showed up on a ward walks in with his sandals, or actually whatever they are right now, high quality skin, just straight barefoot, and steals it, and it kills you for it. I would have just gone down into this way, to be honest with you. Don't you think?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I don't really know where I was going at that point.
I mean, I think you have lane prior, so you think, hey, Corki, help me, help me. Actually, the 200 IQ play was just to E back over the raptor pit wall. And you would have lived. So you draw him to Corki. The problem is now Veigar collapses and you're sort of in this pinch mode. And so this is so easy for Veigar. Okay, so that's we're gonna call that Kha'zix experience downside. Once you learn the experience, that'll be more second nature. But the problem for me is that there's a dragon up. You know, as soon as you see this guy here for me, it's like, okay, let's hit the Scryer's Bloom. Let's quickly try and do the red. And if he collapses on you and you don't feel confident, just ditch, reset. Let's get our blue side. And then let's get the dragon. Which for you is important because you have a nice scaling team comp, you know? So, yeah, it sucks as a scaling team comp because to have to give up 2 dragons. You know you can get 4 in a row. But if you can get the first 2 as a scaling team comp, ooh, you know, that's very nice. So, okay. The good news is, and the bad news is, unfortunately, not to be teachery, is that it's not your fault, but it's also your fault. If that makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense.
Like, it's good that it's your fault. Look at this dude. There you go. We're doing blue. You know? Instead of just killing this guy before blue, we're doing blue first. So kill Israel first. Alright, there we go. We went for a W second. Lol. 90% slow, my friend. 90% slow. You are not going anywhere.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said at the time, too.
Nice E over the wall, but you're not going anywhere. Okay, here we go. So, like, this Herald can be used for a push. But we have to question how useful this is gonna be. So you get that, like, you want at least 2 towers from this push. But because they had all respawned and re-coalesced, I think you could have helped. Actually, I don't know how long you had it left in pocket, but something to think about. If you had literally no time left and you're gonna have to waste it, then obviously it's good, right? But you at least get something. But we want at least 2 charges and 2 towers with this in an optimal way. So I think in this case, it could have been quite funny to just shove this with their bottom lane to force them here. And then you might have been able to use it mid if they were distracted. Of course, it depends on the time left on the Herald, yeah? But okay, at least we got something from it. I mean, now jungling's over, right? Jungling's over. This is no longer about jungling, it's no longer about lanes, it's about 5v5 macro League of Legends, which in this, actually 90% of elos is just that team deathmatch. Veigar skills.
We were winning the team deathmatch for a little while there.
You were. Corki's mid, Darius is top. So in this case, you need Corki to hard shove mid lane.
Yeah,
Set
I was
TPs.
shouting to her, we're keeping them busy, just push up.
Yeah. Set TPs. Darius gets that, forces this. See, no CC sucks here, you can't interrupt this.
Yeah.
But this is very good. Your bottom lane shouldn't be backing. Your bottom lane should be hard shoving bot too. This is why there's no macro, right? Because as soon as this happens and you force 2 TPs, 2 TPs, he kills a jungler on the top lane. There's 3 people for 1. Automatically, this should be 1 hard shove into bottom lane. You and your Corki take this. You fall back into his jungle. You scan, leave control wards, etc. You 4-man this tower. You go back together, and now you have Dragon and Baron plays, and the game should be done from a pressure standpoint. Which is why I don't like coaching this phase, because I tell you this right now, and you and your duo will say, okay, we'll do that. But then everyone else in the game will say, no. We go back to base. I don't want to do this.
We've got a far more side lane.
We've got a more
ready for 60-minute fights.
Yeah, exactly. Vayne is just saying, I'm not level 16. We cannot fight. But this is good otherwise. Into the jungle, deep vision, good. Take his blue, get the crab, good. Dragon is spawning, so you should be looking to reset here, huh? You're 2k gold.
No, I just wanted to sequence a little bit and then run down to the dragon.
Yes, but you got 2k gold, and you're 21 minutes into the game, and this is a game-winning fight.
Okay.
So, actually, a little spoiler. In tomorrow's video. The champion is an assassin like you are. The champion has Mejai's. And the thing is about Mejai's, when you get kills like they do in the situation with you, when they get to push towers in this exact same scenario, sequences all the way up and then rotates to collapse on the next objective. I mean, their case was mid lane tower as a 5-man. In your case, it's going to be dragon, right? She's resetting again. What could she possibly need to buy? She just came back. Anyway,
probably wants to upgrade those fairy charms.
For you, yeah. For you, she had for her she had Mejai stacks. Every kill is AP. So even though it doesn't work out in terms of, hey, I need to gold reset, she at least had, 20, 25 stacks from 10. So she got 15 stacks of Mejai's worth of AP. So in theory, doesn't have to go spend her gold to elevate her itemization level. You get nothing. You're in exactly the same state as you were the last time you went back. So the next fight you have, they've all spent their gold, and you haven't spent yours. So look at this. You alone, have neutralized this gold lead. Instead of being 38 to 36, it's currently 36 each. Because you haven't spent the gold, so it doesn't exist. Vayne has 2,500. So instead of having an equal gold lead, you're actually down 2,500 gold. If you guys literally have a fight right now, you're down 2,500 gold. Because it's not spent. It's useless. that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So for me, it's like okay.
It's actually frightening.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Poor my math had been in those situations.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't know what your Vayne has, but you can look at her itemization and be like, okay, 21 minutes. This is all she has, and she's 3-2 151. It's not amazing at all, but she should have more. So you can sort of deduce, hey, you must have some gold. And in your case,
especially since she just reset a minute ago.
Vayne didn't reset. Vayne stayed, I think.
Oh crap! I thought they both went back.
No, just the Nami. That's what I'm confused. Like the Nami went back. Now she's. This is the support problem in this elo. They just go back with ADCs or without. They just go back way too much. In my case, I go back, but like if you're playing, like with my support, I can usually sit around like D2. Even then with Zyra, I'm getting control wards for the dragon fight because I need them. If we don't have it, we lose, right? In her case, it's not really an issue. And okay, whatever. For you, I think red, reset, spend your gold. What are you going next?
Death Dance.
Good. Very strong OP item.
Yeah.
I mean, do you need
Thank
the
God
gold?
They're nerfing it on ADCs to next patch.
That's unfortunate because, as people know, I like to play the Kai'Sa jungle back in Season 8, and I've kind of just been messing around with it for fun, and I've gone back to the Warrior Rageblade Death's Dance. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. And now they're nerfing it. It's really fun, and normals though, but it's really fun. You just like 3 camp, 4 camp clear into some ganks and stuff like this, but it's not very good at all. But once you get late game, it's hysterical. Yeah, I'm pretty sad that they're nerfing it, but I mean, you know, do you need, this is another thing I'll bring up in a second. So you killed the Udyr very easily, right? If you currently, with your itemization, do 2,000 damage, and he has 9,000 health, 9,000, Jesus, and 1,900 health, right? More itemization doesn't make him more dead. He's dead anyway. So the gold that you haven't spent doesn't help you kill Udyr anymore. Just a little quicker, maybe, you know, just a little quicker. But it's more about the rationality of it, because what if this game was, it's already a close game, but what if it was even more close? What if you were behind? That gold spending would be absolutely huge for an extended fight. Especially considering you're trying to stank Conqueror as well, right? You got 4 stacks still.
Yeah.
That gives you the bonus AD, so I mean... Darius is drawing 2 tops, so let's look at this. Again, doesn't make him more dead, but maybe you can kill him quicker. Okay, we get our WQ. Okay, we just Q him and he dies, whatever. I forget sometimes Kha'Zix's isolation damage is kind of hysterical.
Yeah, 100% damage bonus.
Here, just casually do double. There you go.
What's that? You wanted to eat 1,000 damage? Okay, here you go.
There you go. Alright, if you do blue side, before you go back to base... Alright. Please go back to base.
Nope.
What are we doing?
I'm trying to buy Death Dance outright because I'm an idiot.
And the control wards you should have. I mean, your vision score is good, but we even talk about this. Like, on first back, get a scanner. Get a scanner so that you can go invade this dude level 6 and scan to see if you're noticed, you know? Do a scanner so you can scan as you gank to see if you're seen. I mean, that's fundamental, so I don't always talk about it, because if I had to speak about all that stuff every coaching session, I think I'd weep. But
see, that's actually why I started buying Umbral Glaive as my second item, because I often find that I'm the only one placing wards at all. And with only 2 pink slots and a trinket, I find that swapping to Sweeper often leaves the map completely dark for us.
Low elo things, huh?
I know.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. Umbral Glaive is kind of strong, OP, but still, it's huge for you. Because you're an assassin. The last thing you want to do is go into a bush. I mean, you have Umbral Glaive, but the last thing you want to do outside of before you get that item, maybe you don't want to rush that item for whatever reason. You know, you sit in the bush and it's warded. So, right. We had all this good stuff and these pushes, and you did red. I said you should have reset, collapse into dragon, you get the same outcome, right? Because you don't waste time farming or whatever, you get the same outcome. After that dragon, yes, you can clear blue side. If you have a huge amount of gold, we can reset or we can sequence up. And then we can reset. But the problem for me is you're farming while your team's looking to coalesce and do something. Because they've all backed, and Darius is of course dead, you're kind of separated from them in terms of that. Like she shouldn't be. This is just low elo things. Like you can just. I'm trying to explain good practices versus balancing it with what you should do to carry in this elo, if that makes sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
Staying
and that's
out.
what I was really hoping for too.
Yeah, staying out works super well in this elo because they always face check. Why is this? I mean, he's just looking at his own skin at this point. He really is good, you know. But this is going to happen a lot, and so for me, if you stay out too long, I mean, you're busy doing this yourself. Actually, this is actually very funny. Okay, good. I talk about this in the video as well. The lead and your power curve that has the advantage of the enemy team currently is not only your gold, it's your experience. Right? You're 14. Only Darius is higher. Is what was said, I didn't even look, but you know. Your lead isn't only your itemization, but I think staying out too long is the reason a lot of people throw, because as soon as you end up rotating, and I think we'll see this soon here, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I'm about to give up my bounty.
Oh no! With itemization, he's dead.
Yep.
He's dead anyway. But you would never have to turn back. And also, that was just way too aggressive, and then I don't know what she's doing. She's
I think the idea there was that I was trying to just sequence the camps, go back, and then I saw all of this party happening down here, and I was like, "Oh crap, they need me because I'm all of our gold lead."
Yeah, and the Darius now too.
Yeah, Darius, as I said, he managed to turn things around really well, and he's actually super impactful too.
You got a solo kill shutdown, and you helped him with a couple of ganks there, you know. So I mean, yeah, the problem is you stayed up way too long, and then you brute forced this. And the thing, my point more to you is, if you see a window to go back, take it, because the next time you're in the field and you see this thing, you need to rotate to it. You need to be present, right? You have to be in the game, not on Krugs. So the whole rotation is good. Set, you know, like you should be there. But at the same time, we shouldn't be sitting on 4K gold. That's you're not a YouTuber making clickbait. You know, you don't need to do it. Don't worry, I exempt you. You don't have to do it. You can spend your gold and still get a win. No one's gonna hold it against you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Pretty much. What happens? Tell me. What do we need to look at here?
Long story short, we winning and we're winning and we're winning, and then all of a sudden we lose.
Let me see this.
Like fights are still close. Like I'm getting lots of kills. Darius is picking up cleanup, but they're still getting most of the objectives, except for obviously that steal there by Corki. I walk into an Ezreal ult.
Mm-hmm.
And then Darius and Corki are splitting top, and Vayne and Nami are splitting bot. And I'm trying to decide which one to go to from my camp. And then they both die separately in the lanes. And the enemy rotates to Baron. I try to steal it, but get screwed by a Vygar Q, and the game's basically, or by a Vygar Cage, and the game's over.
So you try to do the the Baron, but unfortunately everyone wants to fight instead.
Yeah.
So, but you win it, and so you should be able to get inhib.
We get the inhib, yeah. And then I'm trying to push for a rotate to Baron, but it doesn't happen because
this is greedy. You gotta watch the spawn timers. Yeah. Okay. So you shouldn't die there. Just watch the spawn timers. You're not gonna get it. So you give up Baron as an extension of that. So it's just, you know, this It's disheartening, but I hope you see through everything we've discussed why this shouldn't be even a thing.
Very much so.
Now imagine, see what I told you. First 2 dragons, it's okay to give up because you stack 4. Except in your case, 100% at least one of those dragons is yours. And it's this one.
Yeah, we definitely should have had the
That's Soul. If everything else plays out exactly the same way, which is obviously idealistic, but, you know. Boom. Boom. That's Soul. Which gives you Elder.
Then we have a massive advantage with all that health regen.
Oh yeah. Especially against Ezreal and Sona. Alright. Like, I'm not going into... I mean, I have videos on... There's videos on how to team fighters, Kha'zix and Assassin, etc., etc. So that's... We won't go too in-depth, because otherwise we'd be here for another 3 hours. We could, in theory. That's what's funny.
I'm actually not that worried about my team fighting individually. Like, it's not really on display in this game. I make a lot of greedy mistakes.
You understand the irony if you saying that as...
I know, right?
As you E into a Sona ult. Okay, yeah.
Like I said, I make a lot of greedy mistakes in this game, but on average, I definitely feel quite confident in my team fighting with the champion. The issue for me has always been, as we talked about at the start, that mid-game transition and really pressuring the leads, where you've given me a whole lot of things, just even little things that would make a huge difference. So thank you.
Yeah, I agree. No, you're welcome. But I'm hopeful that it should make a difference. Because the bigger your lead between 1 and 15, the more you can rotate to fights and easily. Like, you lose the game because you do this, huh? You lose the game because of this.
Not directly, but it certainly was a big contributing factor. Like,
no. I'm telling you directly.
Okay.
I'm telling you directly because look at this. They just counter push and win. They just counter push and win, because you currently have 2 people top lane. Darius also. I think you and Darius were the 2v8 in theory. I mean, Corki's done a good job, obviously, but I mean, you and the Darius were the heavy lifters. And you know, you've just died way too many times in these late game skirmishes because you're an assassin versus a Veigar and a Sona and a Set, and that's just very frustrating. But at the same time, I think I'm just sitting with Corki, hard pushing mid. As soon as I see 2 people top, just push this wave into the Nexus towers. Hard. Okay. Like, really, really aggressively. And start hitting it. Because they have 3 people here. And even though Darius is dead, once you do that, it will force all of them to recall. And if there's a long enough time between that, you can easily 4v3 these people. You know? But I feel like you just eing in here is death sentence.
Yeah, that was like I said, very greedy.
Yeah, but even
definitely
earlier,
paid for it.
Even earlier with the red stuff here, but that wasn't really a big throw. And you know, in this case, just give it up. By the way, people don't do it enough. This is fine to lose the inhib because the win condition now is Baron and Soul, so there's no need to fight at all. Just literally caught mid-air. There's literally no reason to go for this because no one's with you. Just give it up and then go back. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, I broke the cardinal rule and tried to beat Darius to the punch.
Yeah, that's
which
too
is even worse than just giving up the inhibitor.
That's 2 deep E's that kind of really didn't help at all. But yeah, definitely for me, level 1 we talked about, and then the biggest thing was for me the biggest thing in the early game was the red buff invade.
Okay.
And obviously we didn't talk much about Kha'zix mechanics and that kind of stuff and the combos and everything, but you know we have videos on that everywhere, my channel, MOBALYTICS, whatever. So hopefully that helps. But like just keep this stuff in mind, and I think these moments here, you've got an invade, a dragon, and a free gank on the bottom lane. Because look at Sona, no HP, no mana. Like these decisions, instead of going mid, yeah, I know you go mid, and you get kills and so on because the Udyr runs into you, but you don't get a. This is almost ungankable. Yeah, he's low mana, but he's still got enough mana for Cage. You know, so. Wait, E. Yeah, sorry, I was hovering W. But whereas this for me is like, okay, yeah, look at my bottom lane suck, but she's not 6 yet. I have ult. Ha 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 ha. You know.
Absolutely.
Kill him, steal red, gank bot, kill Sona, take dragon, go back to base, get Herald, GG. GG. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it's a little bit of context. sometimes all we need.
Yeah,
And
no, very helpful. Thank you very much.
refine those Kha'zix mechanics, and of course, team fight with less greed and more big brain. And hopefully, you can close them out.